Let's talk a little bit about this. Major Hassan down at Fort Hood. Yesterday, Schumer said, the Joint Terrorism Task Force had this guy on the radar, and then he applied for a gun, and the FBI passed his background check. That should not have happened with the gun laws the way they are. There are too many loopholes. Here is a senior senator from New York State.
Fort Hood shooter didn't just slip through the cracks. He walked right through a gaping hole in the federal system to keep guns out of the hands of potential terrorists.
All right. Glenn?
You want me to respond to that? Let's see. What could I say about Chuck Schumer? How about we close this loophole, the PC loophole? The only loophole this guy walked through was the one that politicians like Chuck Schumer have created, where we can't tell each other the truth. This nonsense up in Massachusetts where you can't say Christmas at school. Get the hell out of my face. You can't say that this man was a terrorist. The Army was investigating this guy for terrorist ties, and people come out and say, well, I don't know. Well, was it Chris Matthews? I don't know. Is it a crime to call Al-Qaeda?
He said
it should be if it's not.
Right.
Well, and of course, not to mention that he was a major in the U.S. Army.
So we're going to close the loophole. So you're telling me, Chuck, nobody who's in the Army could have access to a gun?
I agree with you completely on this whole PC thing that's invaded our culture and invaded, apparently, even our own U.S. military. But here's one question about the gun situation. Apparently, even if you're on the terrorist watch list, you can still purchase a gun. Do you think that that's okay?
I am not going to give these people any more laws, any more power, until they fix the problems that they have created themselves. How much more are we going to give them? We're going to hand over a sixth of the economy? When the CBO of Medicare has come out and said this health care plan will collapse the system of Medicare and Medicaid. Collapse it.
Glenn, this whole thing where the Joint Terrorism Task Force didn't alert the people who were looking into the gun purchase reminds me of, remember during the Clinton years, they had that wall separating the divisions at the Department of Justice. And
it led to 9/11. Let me tell you, this gun thing is a shark bump. Now, I'm not saying that it was a coordinated, but sharks, they bump into you to see what kind of a predator you are. They bump into you to see if you are a danger. If you're not a danger, they eat you. That's exactly what this is. I'm not saying it's coordinated shark bump. This guy bumped into us, showed how vulnerable we are because we won't tell each other the truth. Our men and women who are here in America serving on bases and forts are in danger.
Right. Can you imagine our soldiers in Iraq are feeling bad for our soldiers in Fort Hood? The other thing is, just real quick, because we got to get to other topics, is that this guy Hassan in particular has given tremendous pride to that imam in Yemen. He's saying, I really sense that I started radicalizing him 8 years ago and started planting the seeds for his attack, even though I didn't tell him specifically.
We don't start telling each other the truth, the hard truth, and nothing but the truth. We are in deep, deep trouble.